If you are one of my friends, acquaintances, peers, or strangers on the internet who has a large following, who has made real money online, but you're not getting a lot of views on YouTube no matter what you try, I need you to pay attention to this video. I have been sitting on my couch day after day between calls, between posting on YouTube. And what I do when I sit on my couch is I look through my subscription feed, I look at my home feed on YouTube, and I watch other people's videos, a lot of them, every day. And I study them. I can't help myself but to study the packaging, the hook, the premise of the video, all the things that I teach and do in real life. I can't help but to look at these things when I'm looking at other people's videos. And there's I can't think of a day that has gone by where I haven't said, "What are you doing?" Now, let's be real. Elephant in the room. You may be looking at this and saying, "Girl, what are you wearing? What's up with your hair? Why don't you have a beautiful 4K studio going on? What are you doing?" Right? As someone who is successful at what you do, you might be saying, "I don't know if I need to be taking advice from someone that I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing." I'm going to tell you this. I have gained more than 200,000 subscribers in the last 2 years on YouTube by doing this. Exactly what I'm showing you. Yes, I have access to a studio here in LA. Yes, I use it. Yes, I sometimes post those on this channel. But 90% or more of my videos are me just opening up my Zoom and press and record, barely HD. Okay. A little bit of a filter. I got a bite on my head. You know what I'm saying? Took my hair out. So this is just what it's going to be. My point is, I know the things that are important on YouTube for people like us who are I just described, and the things that are not important. So, what I'm going to encourage you to do is do exactly what you're doing when it comes to your aesthetic and your style. If you enjoy dressing up for a video, having a crew, being in a studio, doing glam, if you enjoy that process, please keep doing it, because the most important thing that I'm going to tell you in this video is that you need to be authentically you. You have to be you because your audience, both old and new, will see from a mile away if you're being inauthentic. They don't want fake from you because they're getting what they need elsewhere. And if they don't get what they need from you, they will find it somewhere else. So that's why I've said over the years, be yourself so the people looking for you can find you, because it's very true in this case. And there are a couple of things I believe when I'm looking at those videos that make me a little worried. There are a couple of things that all you have to do is change a couple things and you'll have more views. Now, I also want to say, because if you pulled up your chair and you're listening to this, and it's important to you that you get your YouTube situation right. I also want to say that the goal is not necessarily to have a ton of views on your videos. That is just not the case. So I'm not looking at it and saying, "Oh, she only has 14 views. That's bad because it's not 140,000." No, in fact, you can, and I do, make a lot of money with just a few hundred views or a few thousand views. But I see people out here who I know for a fact make 7 or 8 figures per year with like less than 100 or fewer than 100 views per video. And I can look at it before I even look at the views and say, "Oh, that's not going to get a lot of views." The reason is your packaging. What you're doing is what I did 2.5 years ago, 3.5 years ago. I did this for the first part of the current channel I have. Have had many channels over the past 20, almost 20 years. But I did this. I thought, okay, if I spend $10,000 per day to set up a whole system. Before I had the studio access, I set up a whole place, reconfigured it. I had a whole team, producers in the UK beaming in. I had a cinematographer. I had a sound person from, here in Hollywood. I had the greatest interviews set up. And we worked on this for weeks and weeks and weeks before somebody would sit next to me in that chair. And I thought, if I do that and it's like this high quality, then of course people will watch that. And if I do that when I have celebrities, then of course people will watch that. And what happened really when I put out these videos and I produced a bunch of them and then I put them out once a week for about 3 months is crickets. Yes, I had a few views. And then I didn't have enough views. And I thought, well, let me go ahead and spend some money on some ads. So I did some money on some ads on YouTube and I spent thousands of dollars. And when I say spent, I mean wasted on ads. Because what happened is that when I put the ads out on YouTube, the people who were seeing it were just not my target audience. It was a vanity metric I was trying to reach, and I didn't even realize it at the time. So it's not about getting the most views. It's about getting the right views and getting as many of those right views as you should have. Okay. So when I look at your videos and I'm just, it's like a little tough love. And please holler at me when it comes to my Instagram. Tell me what I need to do, dot, dot, dot. But for YouTube, I feel very confident here. Okay. When I look at your YouTube videos and I see you're not getting where you want to be, sometimes it's one of these things. A few people I see are posting at very odd times during the day. There are some experts who will tell you that it does not matter what time of day you post. And YouTube itself sometimes says that in interviews. But I don't quite see that as being true. I believe that you should post your videos somewhere between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., your local time. Don't ask me why it makes sense to do that when the whole world is on, on an axis that every day, every moment, there's somebody is at 8 a.m. Don't ask me. It just is how it works. 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. your local time. Sometimes I see you posting at 10 p.m. like my local time, and what I would imagine is 11 or 12 midnight your time. I don't know why you're doing it. If you are in England, Dubai, Australia, parts of Africa, and you're not getting the views you want, I would recommend trying to get on our. I'm in California, right? I would recommend trying to get 8 a.m. California time. See what happens when you do that. If you have been doing it at odd times for this time period. Point of this is don't post that beautiful video that you spent so much time on in the middle of the night for most of your audience. You want to post it when people are looking. Now, if you go into your dashboard, you can even see when you look at your stats, you can even see when most people are online who are your followers. The less the fewer followers you have, the less information you'll have. So if you don't see that yet, or if you see it, but it's telling you something, I would listen to it. And then I'd also just get into that frame. Okay. That time frame. Another thing that is happening that's even more so, that's kind of more rare. Another thing that I'm seeing all the time, just constantly, are your thumbnails. And I say this with all my heart because I did this. I would do those $10,000, and maybe we get 3 interviews in it, so it's $3,000+ interview. I would get that on site. We'd have a team in the US and a team in the UK, and we'd be like, whoa, whoa. We got the editing and it's all nice. And then I would go, well, what should that picture be? Let me go to Canva and I'll get a template. And then I would get a little template. I'd spend 5 minutes on it and I'd slap it on and I would expect people to care. Your thumbnails are incredibly important. Your thumbnails need to be something that catch the eye immediately. What I see a lot of you doing is you're putting a ton of words on your thumbnail. You're like putting the full description, your title on the thumbnail. The thumbnail needs to have just a reinforcement of what the title is. The thumbnail needs to have a picture of you in most cases, needs to have a picture of you taking up a third to a half of the thumbnail over and over again. One reason, multiple reasons. One reason is YouTube's algorithm is so sophisticated that it is taking a scan of your picture every single time. And as people start to watch your videos, it recognizes that's a video from you. So when you do a podcast and someone else puts your picture on their video, that's saying that's you. So it's bringing you views across the spectrum of YouTube. And this is something long term you need to think about. It also is incredibly important for just recognition of who you are. You are used to most likely being so well known in your lane that you believe that on YouTube somehow people are going to recognize you with your back turned to the camera or recognize you from the side or way back in the back. How, Sway? This is YouTube. There are 2 billion people on YouTube. You hear me? They don't know you. They don't know me. You need to put yourself center or to the side, and you need to have 1 or 2 words or 3 words that just really drive it home. Sometimes you don't need words, but for us right now, you're going to use words. We are going to go to 2 places that can help you. I'm not even going to tell you the second place. Second place was ChatGPT Image 2. Fantastic. Really good. Much better than it used to be. Go there. Fine. I'm going to tell you, the person who's making 7 figures or 6 figures or 8 figures, girl, every year, go to Pixels, Pikzels. Have somebody on your team or you learn how to use Pixels. Take an hour and learn how to use it. You upload 3 photographs of yourself. You create a persona. It's called persona. It takes about 10 minutes for it to create it. And then you select that persona every time you do a thumbnail. You can create up to, you can create as many thumbnails as you want per video, but you can test up to 3 thumbnails per video with your A/B testing inside of YouTube. Do that. Once you get 500 or so views or a certain number of days, it'll tell you what percentage is actually clicking on that thumbnail and staying the longest. This is where it gets a little complex and controversial because some people don't like this. The A/B test is not testing your click-through rate, which I believe it should, and most people do. Instead, it is testing which of the thumbnails, 2 or 3 that you're testing, kept people on the video the longest. So it's basically saying this thumbnail was intriguing. People clicked on it, but then they stayed on it because it was reinforced the promise of the thumbnail. And the reason YouTube does this is because YouTube is measured on how long you stay on their site. How long you stay on your video and then go to another video of yours or someone else's video and don't leave. That's why it matters. So I would do that. I would test some of these thumbnails. I would do more than 1 thumbnail. I would get so many credits. I've had like 50,000 credits on Pixels. I've spent some money on it because it's still less expensive than the alternative. And it's very, very good. And if yours are not coming out the way you want them to, redo the persona with better pictures of yourself. Tell it, prompt it, say, don't do that to my hair. Don't do this. I had to tell it to mess my teeth up the way my teeth are. It was doing too perfect of my teeth. And I said, no, I want it to be accurate. Okay. So every single video, you're going to care about the packaging, whether that is you or someone you have designated who is just going to go all in on learning this stuff. They're going to care about the thumbnail picture. They are certainly going to care about the title. If I see one more of you who is making 6, 7, 8 figures, say something that has like 100 characters and there's a lot of colons and make that 55 characters or fewer, including spaces. Put the most important words at the top, the beginning of the sentence. Make it make sense. Most importantly, I know I feel like I'm getting angry. Most importantly, make it feel like something that someone, your ideal customer, would care about. Don't use insider language, inside baseball jokes. We don't know who you are on YouTube. We can. 30 minutes later, we will know who you are because we clicked, we cared enough to click, we cared enough to watch, and now we love you. But if you don't get me to click, I can never go through that process. I will never see what you put your blood, sweat, and tears into. Tell me why you have the best editing in the world, the best setup in the world, the best script in the world sometimes, the best guests in the world sometimes, but you don't have your thumbnail and your title thought through. Well, you're me 2.5 years ago. That's why. So let's get that shored up and let's have a purpose for every video. I would tie each video back to something. What behavior do you want? Some of your videos need to be this is showcasing my expertise. Some of your videos need to be this is evidence of what I'm saying. Like if you say I make 7 figures a year, then you need to have some sort of evidence of that in some of your videos. Some of your other videos could just be you on a Zoom coaching somebody live so that you're showing your expertise or walking us through a 30-minute slide deck of you teaching like the boss you are. Give it away for free. Go. Give it away for free. Don't worry about giving away too much. Some of your videos need to be more broad so that you can have more top of funnel coming in. And really, as long as you remember, okay, some of the people who are watching your videos know you, trust you, and like you, and you want to make sure you're true to who you are for them. And some of the people watching your videos have never heard of you before. So you cannot make any assumptions in your videos. With this video, I'm actually being so specific and niche because I truly am talking to the people I know. Like I'm going to be texting some people with this link. So it's kind of a side video for me. But go look at my other videos. Look at the videos that I put up. You'll see broad ones, you'll see expertise ones, you'll see proof ones. Over and over and over. I need you to be so specific and I need you to be really paying attention to this because what can happen is YouTube can blow up your business like it's never blown up before. Right now, I would say you have I don't know what a fancy car is these days, but let's say you have a Corvette. I don't know. And you're putting the worst type of gas into it. So you already have the Corvette because you've built the other part. You have the systems, the machine. You know when somebody comes into your world, how much money you make per person and how long they stay and how much you can help them. You know that process. Now you have the ability to just whoosh, turn that to 2x, 3x, 10x with just a YouTube channel. Yes. With just a few thousand views per year. Yes. But what you're doing is it's empty calories because you're putting all this work into it. It's not working. I wish I could find a quick analogy to it with the empty calories thing. It's like you're on a treadmill. I don't know. I don't know. I can't do it fast enough. Whatever. But and if you know something, tell me, text me or comment. But basically, you're doing all of the hard work and you've done a lot of the hard work. Then you're doing all this hard work when it comes to actually just being on YouTube because most people are not even on YouTube doing what they're supposed to be. I'm trying to get them on YouTube. You're already on YouTube. So you've done all this incredible 80% of the work. And then you're just like, nope, not going to go over the finish line. That's an analogy. Imagine you did a race. You go around, round, 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 round. When you get to the finish line, you slow down, you stop. You don't cross over. You need to cross over with your videos, your thumbnail, the timing of when you post, the premise of the video itself. What is the purpose? Does it fit into any of those buckets I said? Or is it just kind of like, the intention behind it. What do you want people to then do? What behavior do you want them to have or to demonstrate? The title, the thumbnail, the packaging, the hook, the first few seconds of what you say. The first few seconds of what you say. Go back to the beginning of this video. Go to 5 of my videos on my channel. Rewind to the very beginning and watch the first 10 seconds of each video. I'm going to hook you. Not going to hook everybody. I'm going to hook the person that I want to hook. That's what you need to do. So don't come into this. Okay, there's one more thing I got to tell you. I love y'all with all my mighty heart. But if I see one more 30-second song break, theme song on a video that has 14 views, I think I might slam my TV on the ground. You're going to have this moment where you were able to get someone to click. The hardest thing to do on YouTube with the millions of videos that are put up every day. And then you're going to put them through a 30-second theme song that is a montage of you in different cities hugging people that they don't know and they don't know. What are we doing? You are not Oprah unless you literally are on TV and you're watching this, because I know some celebrities who will watch this. But even then, let's get into it. Get me into why I need to watch this. You can even do that theme song halfway through. Hey, I got a theme song. This is a break. We're going to take a little break. Tap dance. Another thing I want to say is before you look for sponsors of your video, ooh, this one gets me too. I'm watching a great video. I'm in it. You have got me. It's a 30-minute video. I'm 14 minutes in. And then there's a break for some wonky, random ass company that I have never heard of. I will never go to your link. And you just got paid $700, so you stopped your whole momentum for it. Why? Unless you have a 3-year multi-dimensional deal with a major business that is recognizable or is on the come up, where they are giving you 5, 6, or 7 figures to really dial in, I wouldn't take this is my personal, I would not take the sponsorship, because that's 700 or 2,000 or whatever they paid you to say something for 30 seconds and mess up the entire momentum of the rest of what you're doing is not worth. It's peanuts compared to what you could get if you were intentional about that video and you were your own sponsor. You break into the middle of your videos, or you just simply mention it, or you put words across when the time is right, and you send people in to your digital product, to a book a call, to a high ticket offer, to a nurture sequence, to come to my live event, to fill out this survey. Whatever your mechanisms are that you are so brilliantly building behind the scenes, that's why you're here. You're not here to shill for some random ass AI product that you don't even use. For real. Don't do that. Don't show me the socks that you love. They're so comfortable when you're making your videos, when you travel. I don't want to see those. We don't want to see. We want you to take this free distribution channel and engulf us in your stuff. You can have 2 different commercials in your 30-minute video. That's what I would do. Okay? All right. I think I've said enough for today. If you have any questions, leave them. If you'd like to get in touch with me, send me a text or a DM. You can email me at arlanhamilton@gmail.com if we don't know each other like that. But let me tell you, I need you to be 6 figures, 7 figures, or 8 figures reaching out for this particular video. I help people all the time when it comes to making less than that. So you can find all that information. If you've watched this long, you're not in that category, go to my free Your First 5K group. Go to the 800 plus videos I have here on YouTube. If you're making 6, 7, or 8 figures, or even more, and you just cannot figure out why your YouTube channel is where it is, I will help you. or just answer a couple questions or whatever. I literally have no product. I just really want you to do better because your message deserves to be seen by more people. All right. I wish you well.